we are filming a video that we did not necessarily expect to be filming. It has been a whirlwind of a week. So just to kind of let you guys know from the beginning what was happening and what was going on is last Sunday, so a week ago from tomorrow, or from today, I got a call from the doctor. We were waiting for, I did the genetic testing, so we were waiting for the results, and we were really excited because those results would also tell us if we were having a boy or a girl. And 1 week went by, there were still no results. Another week went by, there were still no results. So the thought did cross my mind that maybe something was wrong, but I figured it's just taking a minute. It's crazy weather outside, you just never know. Well, the doctor called and she informed us that they found something in the test, and the part of the reason why we're not doing the gender reveal is because the findings that they had, essentially they checked for the chromosomes that are, you know, for a boy or for a girl. Girls have 2 X chromosomes and boys have a Y and an X chromosome. They didn't find any signs of the Y chromosome, but they also only found 1 X chromosome. So what that meant was that it was a very, very high chance that 1, our baby has Turner syndrome, and 2, Turner syndrome is something that only affects girls. So it was kind of a bittersweet moment for us to find out that we were having a girl, but that she may have this condition that can be pretty serious. And I do want to explain to you guys what Turner syndrome is, and I want to bring it to light a little bit because it's not very common, but not a lot of people know what it is. I had never even heard of it, and I did a ton of research on it, and I know you've never heard of it, right? And so Turner syndrome is when a girl is born with only 1 X chromosome, or she's born with 2, but 1 is damaged or partially missing. And it can affect, it affects how she grows, how her hormones form. Like, most girls with Turner syndrome are short stature. They can have a webbed neck. Those are the 2 main physical attributes to them, but it can cause like low set ears, all kinds of things. And there is classic Turner syndrome and there's mosaic Turner syndrome. And what mosaic Turner syndrome is when girls are born with it, but they don't have necessarily the physical attributes so much. It's usually just short stature, and when they hit puberty, they don't actually hit puberty, and that's kind of when they find out that they even have it if they're not diagnosed earlier. So they don't have their periods, they don't grow where they're supposed to grow, and certain things like that. They don't go through puberty, essentially, and so they don't grow taller either. They are a lot shorter because they don't go through that growth spurt that a lot of us do when we go through puberty. And so classic mosaic syndrome comes with a lot of, aside from the physical attributes, it comes with a lot of medical problems as well, like with your heart and just other serious health conditions that would or could potentially affect them throughout their whole lives. In mosaic, usually only it only affects their puberty and their growth, and so they, if caught early enough, girls who have the mosaic version could potentially still have children. They can take growth hormones and they can take hormones to help them further along as far as puberty goes. So that's just a very general description of what Turner syndrome is. And a lot of times, what really scared us actually, and was kind of, it made the finding the news out and then diving into researching it really was kind of terrifying, because statistically, babies who are diagnosed, or babies who have Turner syndrome, 99% of them are miscarried or stillborn, and only 1 to 3% of babies who make it to a live birth with Turner syndrome survive. And if they do survive, it comes with a lot of health complications, and a lot of times it affects your aorta, and so they have to have like immediate heart surgery. And so that was like really scary for us to take in and know that that's something that we might have to face, and not knowing for sure if the baby has it. So immediately my doctor, called to tell us the information. We had our next ultrasound appointment was supposed to be January 24th, and she called to cancel that and said that I will be seeing a high-risk pregnancy OB, and we'll be doing the ultrasound to basically confirm further whether or not she has it. And so the OB called me the next day, first thing Monday morning, scheduled that for the next day. So we were at the the doctor's on Tuesday, and I did the ultrasound, and the doctor said that as far as the ultrasound shows, she's not showing your typical signs of classic Turner syndrome, which is usually like a big cyst on the neck, swollen hands and feet, and disfigurations as far as limbs go, and I think those are the main ones. And then they check the heart really well too. And so she looks how she should be looking at this stage of the pregnancy. And so he said that that is really, really good. That in his opinion, it's looking like she doesn't have it, or she's not going to have the type of Turner syndrome that really affects your health. And so even though that was good news to us, they still couldn't say for sure whether she has it or not. So we did opt to, and it wasn't an easy decision, but we did opt to have an amniocentesis, which is where they go in through the stomach and they take out fluid, and they test the fluid. They test the DNA in the fluid, they grow the cells, and they test for Turner syndrome, basically. And they grow both of the chromosomes, and they look for the growth of the chromosomes and to check and see if there's two, like there should be, if there's only one still, or if there are two but one is damaged. And so that's the results that we're waiting on now. So we still don't know for sure, but we are hopeful, and we are feeling like it's looking like she probably doesn't have it, and if she does, it's probably mosaic, which is not as scary and hard as it could be. Like we're looking at more of like a better, like best case scenario in this situation, just being faced with all of this information and stuff. And so for a few days we did not know if this baby was something that was actually going to happen for us. Like I said, 99% of babies who have Turner syndrome are miscarried or stillborn, and so it was just really scary to think about, and it was really, really hard the first few days not knowing and not being able to go to the doctor, and just having that anticipation build up and the nervousness and anxiety. And I didn't know how to take it, and I was really confused, and I just didn't understand why me, like not thinking I could get pregnant, and then we get pregnant, it's supposedly a healthy baby, and then now it's not, and we could lose it. It might not even happen. And so for me it was an emotional roller coaster. We should have the other results in a couple weeks, and then we'll know for sure. But it was really hard for me to hear. And so, well, how did you feel about it? I want to give you a chance to talk about it.
I mean, you know, everything, when all of a sudden we were pregnant, everything changed. Like, as far as the plans, like, for bus layouts, for our life. And then after, like, I don't know, I accepted it and all that. I was, like, really stoked about it. And then it's the same thing. It's like, I'm thinking about, you know, my son or my daughter, and all of a sudden, like, that is just, it's disappearing quickly. And, you know, it's like this person might not even have a chance. Might not even have a chance to make it. And then if this person does make it, I'm just thinking of the life they're gonna have, you know? And with this Turner syndrome thing, I'm like, you know, this girl is gonna grow up and then look at all her friends and like, why don't I look like that? Why am I this? Why am I that? And I was like, I know how that plays, and I don't know. It was just sad. And I was just hoping, you know, that it wasn't true. And then if it was, like, I was just sad for this girl. Like, the life she's, you know, she can obviously have a good life, but it's like, it's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be different.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's like, I don't know, it was bad.
Yeah.
And then I know you too, it's like, you didn't even think you could have a child, and then like, all of a sudden now you are having a child, and now all of a sudden, you might not have a child again, and it's like, I don't know, I wasn't sure how we were gonna go from here, because no matter how you sliced it, if we lost a child, it's gonna be devastating. If the child makes it and then doesn't make it a few months after, like, that's gonna be even more brutal, because, you know, so it's like, it was just a hard road to hoe. Every way. And then, like, we were all so excited, and then all of a sudden we're not talking about it on YouTube anymore. So I feel good about it now, as far as the things we do know, and I'm glad we've done what we've done. I'm just glad. I'm pretty confident she's okay. So
yeah. I think at this point, even if she does have the mosaic of Turner syndrome, I think she's gonna be just fine. Like, she's gonna, you know, we're gonna make sure that, like, she has a good life and everything. But I'm very confident that this is gonna be the best case scenario, whatever happens. With all of that being said, it didn't feel right to me to go through all of this and then not talk about it and just do a gender reveal. And I expressed that to Isaac, and so that's why we, you know, decided not to do, because we were really excited about doing a gender reveal, and then all of this came crashing into our lives, and like, it kind of flipped it upside down for a minute, and it didn't feel right to not talk about what really is going on with us, and just pretend like it didn't happen and do a gender reveal. I feel like it would have taken away from our situation and like the reality of what people face. And, you know, we're not the only ones out there who are in this situation or are having to think about, you know, how we're gonna handle it, and thinking that we may, you know, lose our baby. Like, it's really tough. And so I didn't want to take away from anything. So that's why we decided not to do an actual gender reveal and kind of focus more on the reality of what's going on with us, and the fact that it was happy, but not happy, and then happier, but still a little unsure. And so I just didn't feel comfortable, you know, just not talking about it. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to share our situation, and I wanted to, I mean, maybe, you know, at least bring a little bit of light to Turner syndrome itself and what it is. And if someone else is going through the same thing, like my mom said, there's such thing as human error. And in our case, it wasn't necessarily human error. It was the results are what it was, but it is looking up for us, and we're just really happy to be receiving the news that we've received so far. I did also get back results that I am a carrier for 2 other diseases. And so with that being said, Isaac went ahead and got tested as well. And so we're going to make sure that he's not the same carrier for the diseases as well, and so that the baby will, so we know that we don't have to worry about her having either one of those conditions or diseases. As long as he's not also a carrier, we have nothing to worry about. So we'll be getting those results back the same time that we get the results back for the amniocentesis, and then we'll know for sure if the baby does have it or if she doesn't have it. There does come with a risk for the amniocentesis, which is something that we discussed, but we really wanted to know for sure. We really wanted to make sure that we're prepared for anything that we have to face. So we went ahead and did it, and we're both really glad that we did. And so that's kind of where we're at. So it's a girl, and we're just really happy to know that as of right now, as far as we know, she is healthy, and we are just hoping for the best. So is there anything else you wanted to say?
Should we tell them the name?
No, we did pick a name, but you guys will have to wait for that.
Yeah, and we'll keep you guys updated on, you know, the more we find out. But that's why we kind of went silent. Because it got a little dicey.
Yeah.
You know.
It was really hard few days at first, and then we didn't know what was going to happen. But as far as we're hearing from the doctors, every visit we hear, you know, best case scenario, and so we're just waiting for these next results, and then we'll be able to update you guys again, and we'll know for sure. So yeah, we just wanted to keep you guys informed, and I know a lot of you wanted to know if it was a boy or a girl, and so without a gender reveal, we're having a girl, and we just wanted to be very transparent and real with you guys and let you know that these things happen, and it is what it is, but we're hoping for the best, and we're in much better spirits going into this next week than we started this week with. So I just thank you guys for following along with this pregnancy, and if you have any questions, just feel free to comment them down below, and I'll do my best to get to everyone's questions, and just, you know, thank you guys for being there for us. We appreciate it, and to show our appreciation, we just try and be real and transparent, and, you know, not sugarcoat anything, because this was really serious for us, and, you know, I didn't want to not include you guys on what we've faced and stuff, and what we're facing, and so we're still kind of in the unknown, but everything's gonna be okay. So we will see you guys in the next video, and we'll continue this build and keep pushing forward and keep building, you know, our life for this little nugget, and We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.